All through the summer of 2025, I've been working hard at my running. I've upped my mileage to hit a series of 60-mile weeks or 100k weeks for those of you who work in modern money. And I've done several workouts aimed at boosting my aerobic threshold, so I expected to hit the autumn feeling massively aerobically strong and ready to hit my goals of a sub 40 10k and a sub 19 5k. I realised there would be further sharpening work to do on top of this aerobic base, but I was excited to see how the first two races of the autumn would go, the Mid Cheshire 5k and the Wilne 10K. So the Mid Cheshire 5k was last week, and those of you who saw my video will know that it was a 7 out of 10 type performance. I was hoping to go close to low 90 minutes or even dip into 18, but in the end I had to settle for a 19:33. As I say, not a terrible performance, but I wasn't quite at my A game on that evening. Why? I'm not sure. Was it the result of all the hard work over the summer? Is it a slight underlying bug or virus? Or do I just need more time for the training to enter my body and give the adaptations I want? So should I take a step back and not do the Wilne 10k, or should I go all in?
John, where are we this morning?
Wilne 10k.
Okay, and what are you going to do at Wilne 10K?
The Wilne 10k.
Are you going for a time?
Well, actually, for a few days before this race, I wasn't going to do it. As I said, I've been feeling a bit off it. I thought I'd go out on the Saturday and run a fast park run and try and run a fast time. I did 2k at 4 minutes per kilometre, 20-minute pace, and dropped back to running with Dawn. So really, I needed to get this monkey off my back and finish this 10k. Well, of course, I'd love to run sub 40 minutes, but more realistically, I'd be pleased with anything around 41 today.
Nice conditions.
Bit warm.
Yeah.
Already. The Wilne 10k is a race I've never done before, but it does have a reputation as being a fast course. It was great to meet up with fellow YouTuber Sam Bassett before the race.
What you got in your hand?
OTE hydration tabs, recovery bar for afterwards, and some salt sticks to use on future runs. Yes, those of you who have followed the channel for a few months or longer will know of my last 10k outing at Colshaw Hall in June. I DNF'd. So Dawn having put back her marathon long run so I could do this race, it was time for me to give it my best, whatever the outcome. Warming up, I felt like a man who had done 2k at 5k pace the previous day. But another aspect of today was meeting with great running folk and enjoy being part of the running scene of this area. I took an SIS Beta Fuel gel before the race, but no bicarb or ketone IQ this time. Good progressive dynamic warm-up, including use of the resistance band, which you can see here, and another outing for the Streetfly 2s. Quite a decent size this race, just under 1,000 finishers, about the right size for me. Logistics absolutely spot on the day, and the size of the field absolutely spot on for me. Like Goldilocks, not too big, not too small, but just right. As previously stated, it was getting quite warm. Many of the runners after the race commented on how humid they had felt the conditions to be. But this is me in my happy place, a flat 10k road race. And whatever the outcome, I was determined not to let myself or Dawn down, and I was going to complete this race to the best of my abilities, no matter how I felt. That's me in the corner, that's me in the spotlight, trying to keep up with you.
Because it was a 2-lap course, it was easy to spectate. Just look at that running style.
Yes, how we like to think we all look when we're running. As opposed to my impersonation of a man running through a vat of treacle. Thanks to Sam for this footage, and you can see I reached halfway in 20:36. Not what I wanted, but one thing about me is usually I can negative split in a race, especially a 10k. So 20:36, double that, we have 41:12. Could I push on and squeeze under 41 minutes so I get something with a 40 against my name? That would be a reasonable start to this autumn campaign of road racing. During the second half, I spied a female runner from one of the local clubs in front of me, so I used her as a target to try and reel her in and keep some focus for the second half of the race, which is doing the first loop again, or 3/4 of the first loop. But despite my usual ability to negative split in a road race, particularly a 5k or 10k, it was not to be today. I just dropped in energy. Every time I tried to push on, there was very little there in my legs. At times the watch said I was running over 7-minute miling, kept trying to surge and force it back. There's the winner coming in, 30 minutes dead, the female winner, Emma Pick, 35 minutes dead. So Dawn's waiting for me to come in and seeing what the final time is with a split. My friend Keith from Barnsley AC coming in a little bit in front of me, third vet 55, and here comes the fifth vet 55 on the day, me. And my final finishing time was 41.52. You can see the positive split there, the drop off. I think the second 5k took me 21 minutes and 16 seconds.
All right.
Oh, no energy, no zip, there's nothing there. It was great to meet so many people before and after the race who said they watched the channel and came over and shared their race day experiences with us. It's one of the great things about having this channel, the people we meet.
So John, give us a little bit of a recap on that.
It was just tough from the off. I've got no zip. I don't know if there's something up with my bloods or underlying virus. But
Well, you felt like that now for about a fortnight, haven't you?
yeah, I managed to pull something out the bag at Mid Cheshire 5k. Obviously parkrun yesterday, nothing there. And there's nothing there today.
Okay, but you've done it. Well done you.
I finished the LD Wilne 10K. So it's now 2 days after the race, 48 hours to process that performance. And what do I make of it? I think I'm giving myself a 5 out of 10. I managed to find 4 positives and 2 things we need to improve before next time. The last 10k I did at Colshaw Hall, 15th of June, when things weren't going my way and I wasn't on for the time I wanted, I DNF'd at 3 kilometres. We didn't do that this time. Despite the fact I was struggling for me as far as 10k goes at halfway, I ploughed on across the finish line and I got a result. I think it was important to get that DNF monkey off my back, otherwise it might become an unpleasant habit. As I've said before, when things are going wrong in a 10k, you maybe end up with a time that's a minute and a half outside what you wanted. It's not like a marathon where you've got hours of misery. I had about 21 minutes of disappointment, but having to force myself to hurt and push through that disappointment. Secondly, I did 42 minutes worth of tempo work there. Tempo being loosely defined as the pace you would normally expect to hold for around an hour's worth of running. So I think it was 6:42 pace in the end. So we'll get some good training stimulus from that. Sometimes it's not the output you want, but you can take heart from having good inputs and wait for the day where the outputs come together too. Yeah, third point related to the first 2 really is I didn't just decide I'll finish this race, but I'll finish this race and keep pushing and get some sort of training benefit from it and walk away knowing I did the best I could on the day. I don't think I could have approached it. I don't think I could have approached it any differently. You know, I set off at just slower than 40-minute pace, which should be doable, but wasn't to be on the day. So yeah, third positive, I kept pushing all the way through, gave it my best, which is all you can ever do on any given day. Yes, talking about pushing as hard as you can on any given day, I've looked through some recent 10k results, and normally my average heart rate across the piece is 175 or 176. Today it was 172, which tells me, I'll follow this, if you have 3 beats per minute difference, that is at 3 seconds per beat, 9 seconds a mile difference. Multiply that across a 10k, you've got about 55 seconds, which would have got, taken off my time, 40.57, which is what I predicted before the race. I'd be pleased with anything around 41 today. I said to Dawn and I said to Sam, if we're a betting man, I'd be looking at 20 seconds either side of 41 minutes, so anywhere from 40.40 to 41.20. Had the heart rate been playing ball, all the effort levels I've been able to sustain been playing ball, that's what I would have come away with. Now there's 2 things we want to improve, and let's not sugarcoat it, that was not a great output for me, not the result I wanted. I know something's up. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. It's a bit strained. I've been sneezing this morning. I've probably got some sort of low-lying virus. So I felt it at Mid Cheshire and I wasn't quite on my A game. Probably on my C game at Wilne, and it came out. So yeah, we need, now I'm not a full-time pro athlete. I don't have access to people taking my bloods every day or every week. Cannot find out exactly what's wrong. It's just one of those things that us ordinary people go through. You feel a bit under the weather at times. You just plough on, you do your day job, you do your training, and you wait for those times to come good again. And related to that, the second negative is it's mentally very tough, to be honest. You put loads of work in over the summer, you put in all the miles, all the threshold work, and you expect to be at a certain level of fitness, which I probably am if I didn't have this thing going on in my body. But you want the results that befit the work you've done. But sometimes that doesn't happen. Life isn't perfect, is it? Yeah, we have those days we want to be on our A game, don't we? If not, we want to be on our B game and walk away with an 8 out of 10. Sometimes, like at Wilne 2 days ago, I was on my C game. It was a complete disaster. I didn't pull out with an injury. I wasn't too ill to race properly. I just had a disappointing outcome. But as I said earlier, I had a positive input. I've got something out of that race and we'll move onwards stronger and fitter. But we do know over the long term, you will get out what you put in. Keep on keeping on, as we say. So a little bump in the road there at Wilne. There literally was a little bump in the road at the end of each lap, just before you enter the finish line. Anyway, yeah, a little bump in the road on progress there. The progress hasn't been what we wanted on these first 2 races of the autumn training programme. But talking about the autumn training programme, my next video will be going through what my main autumn and winter goal is in 2025 and how I'm putting together a plan to get there by the end of November. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've maybe got something out of it or followed the next piece of my jigsaw. Can you follow a piece of jigsaw? Follow the next part of my journey. If you want to see how I get on after this, then please subscribe to the channel. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.